How do we start? I
Are
guess.
we on the screen to go? There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Okay.
Call the meeting to order by saying the Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay.
I pledge allegiance to
To
the
the
flag
flag
of the
of the
United States
of America
and
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May we have the Board of Trustees roll call, please?
Sure. Frank Maupin? Frank, you're muted.
I'm here. Okay.
Dottie Williams?
Here.
Tom Carroll?
Present.
Don Kincaid?
Here.
Britt Bourne?
Present.
BJ Yetter?
President account for.
Dan Lehan?
Here.
Steve Imhoff?
Present.
Great.
Okay, we have the reading of the minutes from the Board of June 11th.
Mr. Kincaid, let's go ahead and start the public hearing first. I don't see anybody here, though. I don't see any attendees, but we'll just go through that very quickly if you don't mind.
Okay, public hearing. Okay. Are there any, you say there's no one here for it?
No, just us, unless you guys, we can talk about it now. If you have any questions on the 2021 tax budget, should be right after the agenda. And we pretty much went over this last meeting. If you'll see in 2020 and 2021, the property taxes we have down a little bit, and we talked about that because of COVID problems, maybe. If you look, our total receipts for 2021 is lower than 2020, just because that's what the county and the state are telling us, that our receipts are going to be a little bit less. And then if you go down to expenditures, 2020 and 2021 is a little bit less than 2020, but we're still in really good shape. And like I said, we went over all of this. If you want to look at 2018 and 2019, those are the actuals. If you'd like to look at the difference between the two, and if anyone has any questions. If not, we're going to have a resolution later in the meeting to vote. And that's all I have for that.
Okay. Are there any questions? Discussions? Okay. You want to go to the reading of the minutes?
Well, it's 4:35, so we'll end the public hearing and start the regular board meeting at 4:36. Can we have a motion to accept the minutes?
Motion to accept.
Second.
Then a motion and accept it. Second, to accept the minutes.
Thank you.
Okay. Any additions to the agenda? Hearing none. Let's have the report of the clerk of courts, treasurer.
Okay, first you have the two expense reports from June and July, if you had any questions on those. pretty standard bills. We did make our second Quint lease payment in June, which was $82,000. Did anyone have any questions on those? No. Okay, next I have our year-to-date financial report 2020, and it's the one that you normally see. We're doing really good with our real estate. Actually, it says 85% is in, but we received another 200,000 today, so we are now over 100%. So anything else we get this year will be delinquent taxes. We're up to date on Columbia Township. We haven't spent the COVID CARES grant yet because we still haven't gotten enough information from the state. Everything else is coming in good. I will tell you that with our CDs, we just had a CD mature. And there really isn't anywhere to put that CD that's any higher than Star Ohio. We have some money in Star Ohio already. PNC, well, when it matured, they put the money back in PNC, and that was 10 basis points, where Star Ohio right now is 0.39. So not great, but better. So I moved 160,000. We have 3 CDs at 160 each. And I moved one to Star. We don't have another one, I don't believe, maturing until October. So maybe things will look up, I don't know. Did you have any questions on the expenses? Everything is pretty much in line. The only thing I'll mention is 400.073 policy management, which is that Lexapol that we have, that we pay every year. We paid a little bit less than we budgeted, $400 less. They billed us. And then if you go back on the first page under revenue, if you look at 100.156 Lexapol subsidy, they gave us a subsidy of $1,116, which is a little less than we had budgeted. But that is based on a percentage of what the bill was. And that'll be the last, I believe that's the 3rd year, isn't that, Denny? Of the subsidy. So we won't receive that any longer. Did anyone have any questions?
There's a question. You have a reconciliation discrepancy of a minus 0.09.
Yeah, I got to work on that. That keeps showing up. It's just I don't even know how to explain it. It's just a reconciliation. I do for 5 accounts every month. And I think back in June, there was a 9 cents discrepancy, and I was asking the bank, they took a check for 9 cents differently than I wrote it. So that's all that is. I'm still working that out with the bank, but that'll be a 0 cent.
Thank you.
Sure. We still have our contingency, which is good. We haven't spent that yet. We still have $5,000 for wherever we may need it. Were there any other questions? If not, that's about all I have.
I'll make a motion to accept the clerk's financial reports.
I
That
second.
was quick. There's been a motion.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second to accept the treasurer's report expense in the year to date. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Aye.
It's been passed. Okay, we have the Director of Operations, the Chief's report.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. In your package, you should have received this document, which is the usual major report that you receive, kind of the highlights of what we've done since the first of the year. This year, I got a little creative and added some photos for your enjoyment. Thought I'd kind of spruce it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Really, since this report, we haven't had too many other major things go on. Everybody's still staying healthy in terms of COVID exposures. We haven't had to send anybody out for testing yet. We're still seeing quite a few cases in our district. We're being notified by public health and county dispatch daily on if there's any changes to that. And there's a little over 24 cases, known cases in both communities right now. So we also share that information with the sheriff's department and police department, so they're aware. Outside of that, we did have a minor fire over on East Gatewood a couple Saturdays ago. Just a box damaged part of the wall. And then we were down with Sycamore about 2 hours this afternoon for a fire off of Hosbrook. Mutual aid assist with them. It was an apartment fire, actually got into a second apartment as well. So crews did a great job down there working with our mutual aid partners, and went out quick and no injuries, and everybody's home safe. So I don't want to belabor the media report. I think it pretty much speaks for itself, but if there are any questions, I'm happy to entertain them.
Just one quick one.
Yes.
As of today, how do we stand as far as contagion in Hamilton County? Do we have some kind of a rating or something, or how's Silverton doing? Silverton and Deer Park.
Yeah, I don't have the overall ratings of how we compare with the rest of the county. We just get the addresses that we know to look out for. My understanding is that things have been trending down a little bit here in this area, but we're still obviously under the restrictions for the restaurants, the bars, the social distancing and mask wearing. So pretty much, I don't look too much at what those trends say. I just kind of follow what the state's telling us to do at the county level, and that's what we have our personnel do.
Okay, well, as long as you guys are fine, we're going to be fine. That's appreciated.
And Don, I'd like to thank you too. Another delivery of food to the firehouse. We've been going through it. We appreciate it. You're fattening us up, and I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
Well, for now, it's good.
But again, the guys appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Just
That's from
What-
the Patriot Church. So, you know, we got to take care of you, let you take care of us. Okay.
Mr. Carroll, did you have something to say?
it was obviously not important because I was going to say it, so disregard. I was going to compliment the chief on his artwork behind him. That's all.
Oh, thank you.
Best background I've seen on Zoom.
This is the live picture. This isn't a fake picture. This is actually in my house. So I set the camera up just, so everybody's entertained.
Success.
Chief, I'm gonna have to put my drum up before you leave.
I got space. I got space for a drum set.
Enjoyed the article on the deer being saved.
I tell you what, that was, when the news stations called us, Channel 12, and asked if we wanted to talk about it, I was really kind of leery about it because I really don't like to get in front of a news camera and talk. It's just not my strongest thing. And so the people there at Dave, Vanessa, and Dennis and Chris, they said, look, you've got to go on. You're going to pass up a big opportunity for some good PR. So I followed their better judgment. And I tell you, we had more phone calls and more Facebook likes, and more people in the community just thought it was the neatest thing they'd seen. So again, it's especially now with everybody with the COVID thing, even though that really wasn't part of the lockdown, we could see things coming. It was really nice to get some positive news out to the community and make people feel good. So I'm glad I kind of listened to them and did the interview, though I hope I don't get in front of a camera anytime again soon.
I saw that on the news that night. I was very surprised.
Believe me, we were surprised when we got there. So.
Okay.
If I could really quickly, this is probably a good time to talk about the chief's mid-year evaluation. Now that we have what is a really, feels like a really thick mid-year report this year. Maybe it's the pictures.
It's the pictures added to it.
Original pictures. So what we're asking everybody to do, because things are obviously a little wonky this year, you would have received in your packet what we use for the chief's evaluation, and there is an envelope with instructions. So once you have really poured through the 2020 mid-year report, if everyone can please fill out the evaluation and get it back to Alan by August 10th. So that basically gives you a week to read the chief's report, consider how the chief has been doing over the course of this year, fill this out and get it back in the mail. It's pretty important for us to, I think anyway, start staying on a regular schedule with when we're doing the mid-year evaluations and the annual evaluations. So what we're trying to do is if we can get these all back to Alan by August 10th, then Alan will have time to put everything together, and the chief will have it, within about a week after that. So we stay kind of on a good schedule. So deadline, August 10th for the mid-year evaluations.
In the mail.
Just chime in that I got one, so 1 down, 7 to go.
Great.
Oh, that's good.
Man, who's the overachiever?
There's no name on it, so I don't know.
Oh,
They didn't have anything
Well,
else
it's
to
not
do.
mine, obviously.
It's not mine. I put my name on everything.
Mine got picked up today.
Okay.
Great.
So that's all. Thank you.
Oh, Denny, I have a comment for you.
What?
Please go ahead, Steve.
Just a remark from another fire department. They always enjoy when the 89 show up to help them out. Makes a big difference.
That speaks for the people we have working for us. So I appreciate that, and I'll pass it along.
Yes.
Oh, and additionally, you all showed up at my neighbor's house again last week, and they are raving about you guys again. So
That's good to hear. And again, I'll make sure that all knows. Thank you.
I guess I'll put my 2 cents in. I wanted to thank BJ for trying to come to my rescue when I was in a car accident the other day. I got in a head-on collision in Deer Park. I was going to the firehouse, and an 89-year-old lady pulled right in front of me, totaled my car.
oh
Next thing you know, I turn around and there's BJ. He's like, "How you doing, Belinda?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" But it's such a close neighborhood, but I was fine. I'm fine.
But
Well,
you're good.
That's, yeah.
good.
My car's not, but I am.
New car.
Cars can be replaced.
Yeah. Well, I just paid it off. It's only 2015, just paid it off. But luckily, my husband's in the business, so we totaled it. They totaled it. We bought it back, and now my husband's fixing it. So that's a win.
Okay. Well, I know where to go now. Yeah,
Reports.
where to go. All right. Are there any other comments or questions on the evaluation or accolades?
I would say that I think you are doing a very good / excellent job.
One of those applies.
Thank you, Di. I appreciate it, and we'll continue to work for the communities. Thank you.
Okay, moving right along here. Report of on statements by the trustees on district matters. Are there any more? I guess I should say. No. Public forum has been pretty much covered. Deliberations of trustees regarding district matters, operation, finance, or any other resolutions or enactments? We have resolutions.
Oh, that would be here.
What do I do with it?
It'll be down here.
No, I'm just going through it.
Right.
Yeah. We do have resolution. We'll take that up later. Readings of noteworthy district correspondence or communications. Okay. Passage of prepared resolutions and other legislative enactments.
We have one resolution, resolution number 2020-04, an annual budget resolution for fiscal year 2021.
Move for passage.
Second.
It's been moved and second for passage. Any questions or discussion?
Who seconded that? I missed it.
Frank.
Frank.
Do we have a vote?
Sure.
Roll call.
Dottie Williams,
Yes.
Frank Maupin,
Yes.
Tom Carroll,
Yes.
Don Kincaid,
Yes.
Britt Bourne, BJ Yetter,
Yes.
Dan Lehan,
Yes.
Steve Imhoff.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Been passed. Second. For the 2020 annual budget. Okay. Waiting for a motion for adjournment.
Move to adjourn.
Second, with a reminder to please get in your evaluations by August 10th to Alan.
Okay, we are now adjourned. Hey, BJ, before you leave, I want you to know I wait all the time when something goes on for your comments. I like that. Keep it up.
I have something I want to show the chief.
Uh-oh.
Chief, I built this 5 years ago. This is made of African walnut. It's
Okay.
a snare, and I don't play it. It's just for display. My wife wants me to unload all my junk, so I just want to let you know that this isn't in my background, but it sits in my office on the top shelf.
Let's stop through there and take a look at that.
Have a good one, folks. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
You too.
Thank
You
you.
should always bang the
See
drum.
everyone.
Been
I
great.
just try to drum up business, man. I don't know what else I can do.
Take care, everyone, and be safe.
All right, thank you.
So-